That's above my pay grade, mate.
All right,
Above
cool.
my pay grade. I'm going to
Comment down
say
below if you know the answer to that one. Cheers.
there.
Welcome to the Bible in 1 Year podcast, brought to you by two Brits and a Bible. This is day 3. Today we're going to be covering Genesis 8, 9, 10, and 11.
In Genesis 8, the flood ends and everyone starts a new life. In Genesis 9, God promises to never flood the earth again, and Noah gets hammered. In Genesis 10, the family history of the sons of Noah explained. And in Genesis 11, the Tower of Babel is built and God scatters those people.
Awesome. So here we go, day 3.
Day 3.
What are your thoughts, bro?
All right, so I'll start straight away with some crazy conspiracy theory side of things.
Nice, love it.
Why not? So as long as the earth, God says, Genesis 8:22, as long as the earth endures, day and night will never cease. Now I'm cutting out the middle bit there. It talks about harvest and so on, but day and night will never cease. And so I've just been doing a Bible study in Revelation as well. And I find it really interesting to think that what God seems to be saying here is that the earth won't end until the earth literally dies, like till day and night ends. And so it, with everything that's going on in the planet, and you've got the crazy changing weather and climate and whatever, I wonder if literally God foresaw that we were just going to sort of drive the planet pretty much into the ground anyway, and at that point roughly he's like, okay, let's just sort this all out. So that's my crazy conspiracy theory. It's that the earth will die when we kill it, basically. And that's why there's such a long time between first and second coming of Jesus.
Yeah, I reckon there's some logic in that, because I think it's not like literal, because there are places on Earth that when the Earth's tilted off its axis, there's like perpetual day for months on end and perpetual night. So it's not really going to be talking about that. But yeah, like it, mate. That's cool.
Bit of a weird one to kickstart day 3, but why not?
No, man, I'll take it. I like it. I'm actually going to jump back anyway, so it's all good. So it was saying in Genesis 6, so probably should have mentioned this yesterday, but whatever, I'll get over it. How Noah, when he was told to build the ark, was told to leave a window 18 inches from the top, right? That's Genesis 6:16, and that's in the Message. It refers to as a window. In another one, it refers to it as like a thingy.
Sure.
But so what I took from that is God shuts the door, right? Touched on that yesterday. And the only window is 18 inches from the top of this massive ark. They couldn't see out. Like, it's not like a nice cruise liner. This is a big old wooden box floating in a big storm that they can't see out. And that's scary, man. Like, that's scary. But you know what? Sometimes God leads you into situations that are going to be scary, but you'd rather be with him on the inside than without him on the outside.
Absolutely.
Because it's worse for them out there, right?
Much worse. I wonder if the window was literally just so that they could sort of see when night and day was to send the dove and things like that as well.
True.
Or something like that. Just like
probably wouldn't smell great in there either, to be honest. Bit of ventilation.
Yeah, try and air it out a little bit. Yeah. So they get off the ark, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Noah, I think this is one of the strange controversies. He just gets hammered drunk, doesn't he? God sort of blesses them and says that he'll never destroy the earth again through water. And then, Noah just gets off his nut, and his son discovers him naked and exposed.
So is this like, after he gets off the ark, is this wine he's taken on board, or he's already planted a vineyard, harvested wine?
That's above my pay grade, mate.
All right, cool.
Above my pay grade. I'm
going to say down below if you know the answer to that one. Cheers.
There, that's nice. I think, yeah, I mean, I see that. Here's the thing with the Bible. God really doesn't see time the way we do, right? So this could be the same day, or it could be 10 months or a year or 5 years later.
Yeah,
it's very difficult to know exactly. But yeah, I mean, I just find that really interesting. And I find it interesting, you sort of mentioned this actually, that Ham, rather than helping cover up his father's nakedness, he just tells his brothers. And it's interesting that Ham is the one that is the father of Canaan and the Canaanites, which are obviously pretty much the wrong uns in most of the Bible, aren't they?
Yeah. So, you know what? So Genesis 9:9, Noah, 9:9, where did I get that from? 9:20, sorry about that. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of its wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent, which I don't want to go too graphic, but I've been there, mate.
I'm glad you're not going graphic.
So yeah, obviously time has passed, right? So he's had time to do some of this stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. There you go. So it isn't above our pay grade after all. It just involves reading the Bible.
With a pay grade.
All right. We'll discuss it off the podcast.
We ain't getting paid, for the record.
It's not going to go well for either of us, that meeting. But yeah. So then let's talk about the diversity of people coming from Noah's sons. So obviously, there's a debate as to whether Adam and Eve were the only people or not. I tend to lean towards not. But then literally we agree that the Bible says that Noah's Ark and the flood really happened. It's in the geological records. It's in the Ark is in Turkey. So it happened. So all the diversity of the planet does come from Noah's line and his sons and sons' wives. And I just think it's amazing the amount of diversity that we have on the planet, considering it all stemmed from a very small select group of people.
True.
And maybe another conspiracy theory to me, if God is able to keep the biodiversity of all animals through this little ark, then I think probably within those chosen people, he made sure that the genetic diversity he wanted was within them for when they had kids and stuff. Fair. And that to me is the only way that I can really see that we have such diversity on the planet from that teeny core of people.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, mate.
The alcoholics came from Noah, obviously. We can see that now.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
yeah.
No, that's cool. So cracking on, unless you wanted to touch any further on that, we can start talking about the Tower of Babel, which is, again, another one of those sort of debates on, is this real? Did this actually happen? Is it theoretical? Is it just metaphorical? Other long words, is it magnanimous?
Love that that's got into the podcast.
But I had to slip it in. So for me, one of the things on that is, regardless of whether it's physical or all that stuff, the motivation, let's say it was, they were physically building a tower, trying to get up to heaven. Their motivation for doing that is strictly prideful. Like, they're not trying to do this to better humanity. They're not trying to do this to increase their defenses or all that kind of stuff. It is just to prove we can do this. We're, the big dogs. Check this out. And I think that, the pride, haughtiness, pride, don't know, there's a saying.
Pride goeth before a fall.
That's the one. Where did I get haughtiness from?
I have no idea, but that's okay.
Yeah, one of them days.
That's pretty much why I'm here, is just to spout proverbs when you sort of half do
them. But yeah, so God doesn't like pride, man.
No,
we're told, he doesn't like it. And so we're told to be humble. We're told to, do things to better other people. We're told to love the orphan and the widow and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely. And it is just an example of that. If we get too prideful, God could well bring down our plans, scatter them.
100%. And that's Jesus's message, right? He had all the power, and yet he sacrificed himself for us when he could so easily. And, I think he even talks about there are like thousands of angels right there ready to defend him if he gave the word and so on, right? But he doesn't want that. We haven't got much time left, but I just want to very quickly mention, so Abraham, obviously we get to Abraham by Genesis 11 after the Tower of Babel, and you've got the fact that he sets out to go to Canaan, but then he settles in Haran, but God needs him in Canaan. I find it really interesting sometimes that we have these plans of where we're going to get, we sort of settle for less, but eventually God will get us where we need to go. And that's just a little thought I had. Genesis 11:31.
That's cool.
So awesome. Doesn't really match with anything else, but anyway,
we'll take it, mate. So as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to visit our Facebook page, 2 Brits and a Bible,
and you can always email us at 2britsbible@gmail.com.
You stay classy.